I left the moment she said it. Those words that cut deeper than any argument ever could. He makes me feel alive. I didn't argue. I didn't ask her to explain or remind her of the years we'd spent building something I thought was real. I stood there, took a slow, steady breath, and said, "Then I hope he gives you everything you're looking for." And I walked out, not because I didn't care, but because begging someone to stay after they've already imagined a life without you is the slowest way to break your own heart. If you've ever been replaced by someone who barely knows the surface of the person you built a life with, you know that pain, the hollow, echoing ache of being dismissed for a stranger's novelty. My name is Daniel, and for almost 6 years, I loved a woman named Brooke. We met the quiet way, through a friend, over takeout pizza, laughing at the same jokes. What started casual became everything. She was warm, spontaneous, kind-hearted. I was steady, the anchor. I remembered to lock the door at night, to pay the bills, to fix the leaky faucet. We worked, not because it was always easy, but because we showed up for each other again and again, until one day, she stopped showing up. It started with a new job, a marketing lead at some tech startup. Long hours, new faces, weekend retreats. And then there was him, Jason, her boss. At first, that's all he was. But over time, the way she said his name changed. Lighter, brighter, like she forgot I was in the room. I asked her once, gently, if something was going on. She laughed it off, called me paranoid, said I should be happy. She was excited about this new phase of her life. But she stopped reaching for my hand in the car, stopped waiting up for me at night. And then one evening, she sat across from me at the kitchen table we'd picked out together, secondhand and a little scratched, but ours. She looked me in the eye and said, "He makes me feel alive, like I'd been the thing that kept her caged, like I'd been the weight on her wings." I didn't fight. I didn't cry. I just looked at her, really looked, and saw what I hadn't wanted to see. I'd already lost her. So I left, quietly. No shouting, no scene. Just me, a backpack, and what was left of my dignity. The first week, I barely slept. I stayed in a cheap motel miles from the city, staring at the ceiling, replaying every word, every mistake I thought I'd made. Friends called. I ignored them. My mom checked in. I told her work was busy. I couldn't say it out loud. She chose someone else. I rented a small apartment 2 towns over. Bare walls, a bed, a coffee table, a quiet I didn't recognize. I found work at a hardware store, told the owner I needed something to keep busy. He didn't ask questions. Maybe he'd seen that kind of wreckage before. Nights were the hardest. Not because I missed Brooke, but because I missed the person I thought she was. That's the cruelest part of heartbreak. Grieving not the person, but the version of them you built in your mind. The one who wouldn't hurt you. The one who would choose you, even on the hard days. I didn't text her. I didn't check her social media. I didn't ask our friends how she was. I deleted her number, not out of hate, but because I didn't trust myself not to crumble if I heard her voice. By month 6, I was breathing easier. I painted the walls my favorite shade of blue. I adopted a dog from the shelter, a scruffy little thing I named Penny. She didn't fix me, but she gave me a reason to come home. By month 9, I met someone for coffee. It didn't lead anywhere, but I didn't mention Brooke, and that felt like progress. By month 11, I didn't flinch when someone said her name. I was rebuilding, not loudly, not dramatically, just one steady day at a time. And then, almost a year later, she appeared. I had just gotten home from work, covered in sawdust, tired, arms full of groceries. I was unlocking my door when I heard it. "Daniel." I turned, and there she was. Same face, but smaller somehow, not in size, but in spirit. Eyes red, hands shaking as she held out a letter. "I've been trying to find you," she said. Well, I replied, "Here I am." She tried to hand me the letter. I didn't take it. "It's everything I never said," she whispered. "Everything I should have told you before I threw it all away." I leaned against the doorframe and stayed silent. And then she broke down. I lied about Jason, about how I felt. I thought I needed more, but more turned out to be nothing. He never really wanted me. Just a thrill, And when it got hard, he was gone. She wiped at her face, tears falling faster now. I broke us. I know that. I don't expect anything. I just needed you to know. The only person who ever made me feel alive was you, and I ruined that. For a moment, I felt that old ache, the part of me that once would have opened a door, let her in, tried again. But that man was gone. You didn't ruin us, Brooke, I said quietly. You ruined you. She lowered her eyes. I'm sorry, she said. I nodded. I hope you heal. I really do, but I'm not yours anymore. She cried harder. I didn't reach for her. That wasn't my place anymore. She left quietly, just as I had months before. I went inside, set the groceries down, and sat on the floor next to Penny. My chest hurt, but not because I wanted her back. It hurt because the last thread had finally been cut. And in that space, there was nothing left but peace. If someone ever tells you they've found more outside of what you built together, let them go. Don't chase. Don't beg. Walk away. Because if you're lucky, what you find on the other side will be better than any answer they could give you.